Welcome to the Connors and Fair High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica and Steve Bradley. It is beginning to be my favorite time of the year, Steve, which means it's Section 5 basketball tournament time. We can start breaking down brackets and seeing who's going to play who, when, and where. And we've got as our guest today on our specialties Skype hotline, the East Rochester Bombers, two-time defending Section 5 champs, trying to make it 3 in a row. They are in Class C1. Coach, yes?
Yep.
All right. Joining us, Steve, we have Sam Rizzo, his first year coaching at his alma mater, which we'll talk about that, which is pretty neat. And also senior Lily Funk joins us, 6-foot senior center, just scored her 1,000th point. Congratulations on that, Lily.
Thanks so much.
And Zarriah Eldridge joins us, a junior guard who is right on her averages from last year, but obviously without Sam Lewis, doing a little bit more in many ways for the Bombers. Steve, this team has developed quite the tradition, and I'm looking at the other teams in their class. It's going to be competitive, but I like their chances.
Right, Jeff. And you know, they don't call East Rochester the home of champions for nothing. You have to do something to earn that title, and that's happened across the board. And we talk about this a lot on the show. You get to a Class C where there's so many schools and brackets, it gets so interesting because you get teams from different leagues, you get contrasting styles. We had Tom McCulley on last week. He talked about how it's all about matchups. And Coach Rizzo, speaking about matchups, and to quote the Grateful Dead, what a long, strange trip it's been. How did you make it back to your alma mater?
You know, it's a great. Thanks for having us on the show, by the way. We really appreciate it. You know, I took a year off from head coaching last year. I was helping a friend of mine at Southern, Dan Judd, and you're at the point. This is my 25th year, 24th year in high school girls basketball. And I told my wife, I'm like, listen, the head coaching days are done. Time to spend time with the family. And then I said, in my head, I'm like, I'd only go back, you know, if ER had an opening. And with the tradition that these girls have kind of laid down, and it's a chance to go back home, the job opened up. And Mr. Owens gave me a phone call. We sat down. There's a lot of good candidates for the position too. So I'm really honored and a little bit more humble to be back home, and just proud to be part of the program that these girls have worked so hard over their years to establish.
I want to circle back in a minute about some of your influences, Coach Rizzo, and about where you've coached and beyond. But girls, I want to ask you about, you know, you had a successful run here under Coach Florak. Lily, what was it like when did you find out Coach Florak was retiring? And what was it like meeting Coach Rizzo? Are they similar at all or different?
Yeah, so I think we found out Coach Florak was retiring at the little after our season ended last year, probably a few weeks after. And like Coach Rizzo said, we had a lot of great candidates for the job. But I think there was like something very genuine about Coach Rizzo, especially the fact that he went to East Rochester. And so I think, yeah, we were all just super excited to have him. And I would say there are a few similarities, just like both being back. Florak and Coach Rizzo were both alma maters at ER. So I think that just brings a really special component to it. But yeah, we're super excited to have Coach Rizzo with us and Coach Lobdell as well. And yeah, we love our new coaching staff.
Zarriah, how about for you? You're on your 4th year on the team, and you know, Coach Florak had been around for a long time. Obviously things change every year, but what's the adjustment been like for you? What's it been like having a new coach?
I think it's good for us because like we're so like set in stone with the same person. So like I feel like a change kind of pushed us to all like adjust and kind of like push out our weaknesses and really make us bust out and show how good we could really be with like someone pushing us in ways that someone that we were comfortable with wouldn't have pushed us before.
Well, you got a lot of balance on this squad, just like last year to a degree. I mean, Sam Lewis was a big loss, right? I mean, that's what she averaged about 20 points a game, almost 10 rebounds a game. Coach, what did you know about this group coming in? And we'll run down some of the other contributors, obviously, between Anaya and Aaliyah. Is that Aaliyah or Aaliyah?
Aaliyah.
And then the Romack girls, they twins?
No, just
Yes.
there's cousins, there's sisters. It's ER, Jeff. We all go way back somehow, you know.
But Coach, what did you know about the roster coming in, and what was it like getting to coach a brand new group here for you?
You know, being an alum, you keep track, especially when they're in the news and they're winning. So over the years we have been following them. I knew there's a lot of talent, obviously. Everyone knew that Sam was a great athlete, a great player. And when I started the process of the interview process of applying for the job, I watched a couple of games last year and was really impressed with the things that they do. They're great kids. They welcomed us with open arms coming in. They were ready and willing to listen and learn some new concepts. But again, they've really worked hard. I know you mentioned the schedule, but it's been an awesome season so far. And I keep on telling. We just had a great workout this morning. I don't think we've hit our full stride yet. It takes a lot of time getting used to each other, new systems, new theories, new concepts. I hope that, and I keep on challenging them to put like a full game together. I think when that happens, hopefully we'll make that run that everyone wants us to make.
Lily, congratulations on the 1,000th point. Jeff mentioned that a little bit ago. And I just like to say it's especially impressive in this day and age when your career was interrupted by COVID and things like that. It's a lot harder to do. How did you fall in love with basketball, and did you ever think that you would reach a milestone like that?
So I think I started playing basketball when I was 4, with like one of the YMCA leagues. And just from then, like I haven't stopped. My dad's been a big part of helping my love for the game. We've been working on my game since I was 4 for a long time. But I don't think I really ever, I never really thought about it, but I don't think I ever imagined I could hit 1,000. Even going into my senior year, I had no clue how close I was points wise. So when one of the coaches came up to me and was like, "Oh, you're getting close," I was like, "No," like I had no idea. I was super surprised. So it was definitely a really cool aspect of my senior year that I wasn't really expecting, but it really made it special.
Let's run it down here because Lily's averaging about 12 points a game, almost 7 boards. Zarriah, 11 points a game, 3 rebounds, almost 4 steals. Anaya, almost 10 points a game as a freshman. Your sisters were having tremendous. Couple rebounds, couple steals. Aaliyah Carmichael, almost 5 points and 5 rebounds. And then the Romox, do a great job with almost 7 points and 4 points. So a lot of balance there. Zarriah, let me ask you about your role for this team versus last year. Have you had to shoulder more leadership? You're one of certainly the veterans on this team now. Has your role changed much from a year ago? And if so, if yes, how so?
My name is Zarriah.
Sorry. I knew I was going to screw that. Zarriah.
You're good. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of the same because I feel like since I came up, like being a point guard, you always have to be a leader, like on every aspect, know how to be every position, like do every play. But I feel like this year, like definitely losing Sam, like I definitely had to step up, like leading everybody and knowing exactly what's going on at all times and kind of having to speak up more, like on and off the court about issues. So like reaching out to people and stuff like that.
Coach, before we go to break, we like to get a breakdown on our guests. So what do Lily and Zarriah bring to the team?
They're tremendous leaders. And from day one, really impressed with both of their, again, I watched them on tape, but they've lived up to every expectation. Really proud of those two. Obviously, it's a new role, I think, for both of them in terms of guiding us in the right direction. And both have worked together to really keep us afloat through our challenges throughout the season. And it's just, they're both very mature. What's nice is they work well together as they bounce off. They lead in different ways, which is great. Outstanding kids, great students. They're the atypical student athlete that you want to have your team. And I know we're really proud to have them on our team leading us in their direction.
We'll be back after the break on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show with more East Rochester girls basketball right here on YouTube.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigel's has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
Jump right into the classroom at Roberts Wesleyan University for Academics in Action Discovery Day. During this academically focused day on February 20th, you'll get the chance to gain hands-on classroom experience, learn about our beautiful facilities, and explore our various programs and major offerings. Choose between a variety of options during the Academics in Action breakout session to learn more about what we have to offer. We can't wait to meet you on February 20th. The event starts at 9 a.m. Register at roberts.edu/visit.
You don't choose to get hurt at work, but you can choose the workers' comp attorneys at Connors and Ferris to fight for your money and medical benefits you deserve.
With over 20 years of industry experience, we will give your case our undivided attention so that you and your family can focus on your recovery.
So call Connors and Ferris, the workers' comp attorneys dedicated to fighting for injured workers' rights.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Hi, this is Jeff DiVeronica. I'd like to tell you about my friends from Doyle Security. We lost my father-in-law a few years ago, and that meant my mother-in-law was going to be alone in her house. One of my first calls was to Doyle. Doyle has an award-winning burglary detection system, and that gave her peace of mind again. It gave her comfort. These days, you can't put a price tag on that. Whether it's for your family or yourself, at any stage of your life, Doyle is there for you. For seniors, Doyle offers a personally enabled GPS emergency response system. They have a full array of smart systems, including fire and carbon monoxide detection, security cameras, and more for your home or business. More than 35,000 families and businesses rely on Doyle every day and every night. Family owned and operated for more than 100 years, you don't have that kind of staying power unless you're doing something right. To learn more, call 1-866-GO-DOYLE or visit godoyle.com.
There are plenty of professional sports teams in Rochester, but there's also a lot of great high school sports action in each town in our area. When's the last time you checked out a high school game? Section 5 sports are about more than just wins and losses. They're about teaching teamwork, dedication, and discipline. So support the kids who play for your school. Get out and watch a high school game today. For more information, including schedules, rosters, and stats, visit section5.org. That's sectionv.org. Brought to you by the Monroe County League and Section 5.
Sweet baby, oh baby,
You know, whether you come here as a sixth grader or a ninth grader, you have to spend your 4, 5, 6 years here and just get involved in so many different things. And then you're going to go out and set fire on the earth. When you get through McQuay Jesuit, you're not going to fail when you get out in the world.
So from the consultation to the installation, I think the word that comes to mind is easy. I've talked to a lot of people where their renovations have been nothing but headaches, and this was never a headache. It was easy. From the moment Marty came and talked with me about all the options and about all the process, he was so easy to talk to. It was like talking to an old friend. Laid everything out. There was no pressure. I just felt very at ease about the whole process. And then when Ryan came, he was in at 8 o'clock and he was out by 3:30. It was incredible. And with the supply chain issues right now, the one thing that I loved the best about Bath Fitter was that they do all of their own production and then they also do their own installation. So it was a quick process. We were able to get the installation date within a few weeks, and it was just easy. And we are so thrilled with our brand new gleaming tub. So we couldn't be happier.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley with the East Rochester girls basketball Bombers. Oh, by the way, Wayne County champions. They clinched that with a 49-22 win over Clyde. And Coach, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Clyde beat you earlier in the year?
They did.
That's a heck of a turnaround. I mean, you won by 27 and you lost 48-45. So what was the big change here?
I think one of the things for the first half of the season, second, we've really been trying to lock into the more of a defensive mentality. We have great scores. I know you went down to balance stats, and that's what I think makes us a difficult stop, is that if someone's having an off night, we have people that are going to pick each other up a little bit. So the mindset coming in was trying to improve our defense. You know, I know Clyde played a tough game the night before against Gananda, and that was kind of our mindset, is if we can score and we can press them, hopefully we'll wear them down a little bit. But I credit to Lily and Z and everyone else for kind of buying into that defensive mentality. And if we can keep teams low scoring, we're going to have someone who busts out and we can kind of ride their backs a little bit.
Zarriah, this team has had success winning championships the last 2 seasons. How does that success give you confidence and help build this team to make a run here in February?
I kind of feel like I like how it feels to know that every team is gonna play their best against us. Like they really want to beat us because we're the team to win. So I feel like the pressure to maintain that is really what keeps me like going hard every single game, because I don't want to be the team that just like wins and then just loses it all in the end.
So Coach mentioned defense. You've held 9 of your opponents under 40 points. A couple of them that went over 40 points were big schools: Aquinas, Penfield, Victor, Mercy. You lost to all 4 of them. 4 out of your 6 losses are to bigger schools. I know they beat you up pretty good, but Lily, what did you take anything away from those games facing those bigger schools about what you can do better if you are facing an opponent that might have more talent or more size than you?
Yeah, we definitely took a lot away, and that's the most important thing, especially playing big schools like that, making sure that there's some lesson you take away. I think a lot of those games, especially the Penfield one, because they play at just such a high level, it forced us to play quicker and smarter. And I think it shows that we can do that all the time. It doesn't matter who it's against, that if it's a great team or a decent team, we can always play at that level. I think that was a big takeaway. And just also what Coach Rizzo said about the defensive component, offense will come, but no matter who you play, you can always put effort in on defense.
Coach, you mentioned that, with any change, there's new concepts, new philosophies. Are there basic tenets of the Sam Rizzo basketball coaching philosophy? I mean, what do you like to do when you have the opportunity to do it as a coach?
I kind of one of them is just defense. When I was a high school player at ER, I couldn't shoot a lick. You guys know Jack Rizzotti, probably. He was my coach. And I was that defensive player that often had to guard the other team. So it's we want to pride ourselves at the defensive end of the floor. The tough part is here at ER, we have such talent on the offensive end that they were so used to scoring. And one of the things that highlighted when we played these good teams is, hey, we really need to buy into defense no matter who we're playing, because there's going to be nights, as Lily said, that's kind of been our motto is, offense might come and go, but based on your effort, defense can stay. We started tracking different stats throughout the year, about midway through on our defense. And I think that's really when we started to turn the corner. We didn't play bad against Penfield. We didn't play bad against Victor. We didn't play bad against, those are really good teams, but it just showed that, to make that run that we want to make, we need to buy into defense, and it's got to be a constant focus, a constant energy, a constant, enthusiasm to get stops.
Sorry, let me ask you about your little sister, because she's putting up great numbers as a freshman. And are you similar players? And what do you think her ceiling is? Is she going to make people by the time she's a senior say that you were her sister, not the other way around? Right now, they probably say that she's your sister. By the time she's a senior, will they say that, yeah, Zarriah was her sister, Anaya's sister?
I definitely feel like me and Naya, we started playing when she was in fourth. I was in 6th. So she's always played up. She's never really played her grade. So my game has rubbed off on her. So I definitely feel like by the time she's a senior, she's definitely gonna when we leave, she's definitely gonna break through when she's by herself, because I feel like she's kind of comfortable playing with me because we've been playing for so long. So I feel like she knows I'm always gonna be her safety net. But when I leave, I feel like she's just gonna bust out her shell, and she's definitely gonna do what she says to do.
Lily, what do you think about that, Lily? Are they similar? What do you think Anaya's ceiling is?
Yeah, I would definitely say they have very similar games, similar shots even. Both great shooters. But yeah, I think Anaya, being a freshman, putting up the numbers she is, I think she's going to be an amazing player. And
Didn't she hit a huge shot? Didn't she hit a huge shot in sectionals last year?
Yeah, I think it was actually, was it our regional game maybe?
No, I think it was sectionals.
Oh, yeah, maybe. It was the timing and the pressure of that shot was incredible. Yeah. So I think she has no ceiling. I think she can go pretty far. I
think Coach wants to jump in. I remember going, wow, that's an 8th grader hitting that shot.
I feel bad for the car ride home now, Jeff. You just opened up a can of words where these two girls, Anaya and Z, are going to get at each other a little bit. It's awesome to watch them in practice. And they compete. They compete against each other. Again, I feel bad sometimes for the parents when they walk out the gym to see how that car ride home if they let that tension go. But they're both great competitors. They both work hard. They want to do well, and they push each other, which is awesome.
Steve, it's like the Watkins sisters at Schrader, right? They get after each other too.
I was thinking. I'm surprised you didn't ask who wins in one-on-one, but of course, Naya's not here.
Zarriah wins, right? Zarriah, you win one-on-one, right? Yeah.
So Lily, you've been in a lot of big games, won some championships, senior now, where there's a finality to everything that comes next. Each game can be potentially your last game in high school. What are you going to say to your teammates in practice in the huddle to fire them up, to keep them going based on the lessons that you've learned with your experience?
Yeah, I think it's always the mentality of one game at a time, because you never know if that's gonna, or I guess for me and for our other senior, if that's gonna be our last basketball game ever with East Rochester. So just being focused for every single game, not looking ahead, not taking anything for granted, and just giving it all we got for 32 minutes every night.
Coach Rizzo, I want to just follow up with what I initially started with, the question about your coaching journey. And Victor, 11 years at Brighton, spent a year with Coach Judd. What have you picked away from some of the mentors you've had, and who are they that you take with you now every day, or even big picture stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to, in order to adjust with the times, you got to be a student of the game a little bit, and I'm here where I am right now because of Jack Rizzotti in terms of basketball coaching. He was my coach here. As soon as I graduated from college, he welcomed me in with open arms, and with Bob Seagave, who's now the AD at Roberts. And that's where I kind of started, was at a JV coach at Aquinas. But I learned a lot from those guys, and it was just about effort, tenacity, effort. I mean, those are things that we've been repeating throughout the season. And to be honest, like, you kind of stay your role a little bit. And then last year with Dan Judd, who's, just 300 wins, I learned a lot from how he handles situations and how he interacts, with girls. Because if you're in the same role for years, you kind of get stuck in your own ways. And it was really and watch how someone else who's been very, very successful, do what they do. And even like my assistant coach, Nicole Abdel, who was an ER legend here.
Yeah.
I learned from her coming in. And when I got this job, she was the first person I called, because she actually coached with me back at Victor a long time ago. And I know the respect that the community and the district has for her. So to have her on the sidelines is a tremendous help as well.
Yeah, that's got to be really important. You have some continuity on the staff for the young people on the team. They know the person, so you can probably play a good cop, bad cop a lot better that way too. So you've been bouncing
the good cop stuff this year, right? It's been a little step back. A lot of good cops going on.
Well, I know there's a lot of teams ahead of you that are really good. I jotted them down in my other notes, but Oakville, Alabama, Geneseo, Gananda. I know you just flipped them by 3 points, but it's going to be competitive, ladies. You've done it before. We'll see if you can do it again. Lily and Zarriah, thanks for being on our program. We appreciate it, and maybe we'll talk again in a few weeks. Coach Rizzo, thanks for making some time for us. Say hi to your wife, who I met when she was just a young 20-something working in the front office of the Rochester Rhinos. I know you got a great family now, and good to see you back on the sidelines as the head guy, and hopefully be kind of neat. I think you're leading your alma mater to a Section 5 title. Be kind of cool. So
that'd be awesome. Thanks for having us on, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
For Steve Bradley and our producer, Joe Brott, my name is Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here again on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.